Tell us sort of maybe some learnings of the baseball season and some of the incredible traction you guys have been getting around sports, and sort of maybe some of the implications that has for the business.
Yeah, sure. So one of the things I think that is really important to remember is that professional sports is one thing that's keeping the old traditional ecosystem healthy. You know, while people could go to Netflix and see high quality content, Amazon, you know, professional sports for the most part lives on broadcast and cable. And it seems to have been more resilient in terms of ratings over the last couple of years than other genres have been. In spite of the fact that we're seeing a pretty material migration of audience away from linear television to out of home and also to PC and mobile. So, you know, we're really happy with the way the postseason baseball is performing for us, both on linear and we're seeing amazing growth on digital. And it's still, if you think about the importance of live television, you know, the couple of places that an advertiser knows they could go reach a lot of people in mass, one of the big places is professional sports.
So tell us about OpenAP. We've talked quite a lot about it early on. Now you guys are out in the marketplace. Tell us how that's shaping up and a little bit about the roadmap.
Yeah, so we launched the platform first week of October. The advertiser and agency acceptance has been great. You know, one of the things you know, I think you and I have talked about this in the past. We sometimes get lost in the technology solution and we forget why is it important for an advertiser to target on television, right? And we're actually we released a paper earlier this week where we did an analysis of an advertiser. We said this advertiser spent $1 million in television. We said, what's the ROI if that advertiser buys age-sex demographics? We then said, let's spend the same $1 million, let's optimize against audience and compare the ROI. And it turns out that the ROI for audience is about 30% more than buying age-sex.
At the same price.
At the same budget, 30% more ROI. And so, you know, what OpenAP is really meant to do is take advertisers, that the fact that it's in the advertiser's interest to do audience and just facilitate that. You know, in terms of the roadmap, obviously we want to migrate beyond linear TV. We want it to be cross-platform. We also want it to include cable set-top box. Inventory, we know from measures we get from Nielsen and ComScore that there's a material audience available on set-top box VOD. And it's not just original shows. TBS has a giant movie library, a lot of acquired stuff. So, you know, the vision is TV, linear today, digital, and then cable set-top box in the future.
Howard, we hear a lot about TV analytics, data. There's been a lot of conferences. It's a very hot topic these days.
Yep.
Where do things stand in your mind now in terms of the traditional players, new sources, and sort of the state of TV analytics?
Yeah, it's really an interesting time to be in our business. You know, we are, on one hand, we're benefited by great panel providers like Nielsen, who admittedly have some holes in them. At the same time, we have the ability to get viewing data from cable set-top box providers. We have the ability to get TV data through all the ACR providers. And then, in addition to that, we have the ability to apply more sophisticated data science to be able to do a better job of analyzing behavior. Here's an example of the data science, just a simple one. A couple of years ago, Nielsen first started measuring homes that had SVOD services. And if you just looked at the total amount of time that an SVOD home watched of traditional TV, you saw that it was about a third less than homes without SVOD. So we would say, oh my God, these homes they watch a third less TV. We went through an analysis where what we did is we said we want to control for demographics. At that time, we knew that there were pretty distinct differences in the composition of an SVOD home versus a non-SVOD home. SVOD homes were better educated, more income, they were a little bit younger, and those were all variables that actually ascribe with less TV viewing. So we had our data science guys go in, and they actually created a group of homes in the Nielsen panel that were not SVOD, but demographically matched. So what you had the ability to do is then look at SVOD homes versus a control group that looks the same demographically, and then compare the differences. And it turns out that of the 1/3, the 33% difference that I mentioned earlier, about 2/3 of it was explained by demographics. Only 1/3 of it was due to the fact that the technology, SVOD, was in the home. We have the ability to really redefine the way we analyze audiences by using data science, by using machine learning, and tapping into these new big data sets and be able to do things that, just based on the way we get Nielsen data and the overall panel size, we're just not able to do.